was definitely
3
like,
tons of fun.
I think that it was like there's a lot. Like there's reviews of the hidden sides that.
There's Julian.
She looked at me, and I looked. Oh, no.
Jules.
Are you on 2 shows at the same time now?
No, I hit the X button and said I got to get to the chopper.
He's a 2-timer. Mm-hmm.
Hey, should I invite Butt Chop in? Is that courtesy or what?
We didn't, but we have a specific thing. It's really up to you. He'll behave himself.
Oh, there. Look, we're on. Let's see who's coming over. We got Triple D. Honey is here. Brickles is here. Bricks with Justin is here. Gallifrey Bricks is here. Gary Mullane is here. Welcome. Glad you guys are coming over from the other stream. We will not be playing a cool game because I'm not that cool. And we're waiting for some other of our friends to come on over. Get the brick. Welcome. Gary Mullane from Ireland. Always a viewer, always a friend. How are you guys doing this evening?
Top of the
almost fully rested. Almost fully rested from
I don't know what fully
Virginia.
rested means.
Better than you. I got this cool hat.
Oh, what? Nice. Very cool.
He's got
Did you get
bendy
that-
arm people.
Did you get that at Brick Rodeo?
No, Jeff got it for me at Atlanta Brick Co.
Oh, cool.
This
Oh,
beauty's been around for a while.
there's this Zawada in the chat there. Get the brick is here. Jeff McElway is tired. Well, you can come sleep on this channel. You've done it before. Let's see. Gallifrey Bricks is here. So good to have y'all here. Some more of our friends hopefully will be coming through here in just a minute. I found a surprise at the Walmart today. I found a video set. Look at that.
Ooh.
And I'll just go ahead and say for what this was $29. I would much rather pay $29 for this than $20 for the little stupid cube with one figure.
I'll give you that.
It's crazy. But this actually looks fun, and it has the back of it looks like Optimus Prime on the back, the robot head. It's pretty sweet. So I'm excited about that. Let's see, Jeff McElwee. Come on in, Jeff. You can sleep in here. It's a safe place for you to sleep. Anyway, so let's just slide around the room. I know some more of our friends will be showing up here. Let's start with Rich. Rich, what's going on?
Hey, back from Brick Fair, Virginia. It was
I don't
fun.
want to hear about it.
Yeah, you do. You
Yeah, I
want to
do.
hear it. People deserve to hear about it. There were 18 Lego Masters there, including your friends and ours, Mark and Steven.
Yes. Who we still predict will win the thing. All right, but
Yeah.
Anyway. Yes, that's
They
part
did,
of my.
They did really well.
Our topic is going to be FOMO because I'm like, I want to be there so bad. Anyway. Good deal. So, Rick,
Yeah.
have you unpacked from your journey?
To some degree, yes. The buildings are where they belong. My Forbidden Island 2 is back in the window over there. But nothing else, really.
Gotcha. Cool deal. All right. Let's see. Brick Smith, I know you were on the show previous to this. What is up in your Lego world?
What?
What is up?
The baby likes to cry, apparently.
Oh.
What are you asking me? What?
What's up in your world?
Oh, that show that nobody watches. We finished the Central Perk. And then next week we're doing that.
Oh, nice. All right. How
that
is
the 12 ounces of fun show?
Huh?
Is that 12 ounces of fun show?
No.
Yeah, 12.
If
12
you're
ounces.
if you're in Europe or Canada, I think it's like 34 milliliters or 34.
Oh no, this is Lego's Ultimate Builds right here on Wednesday night.
I'm always busy on Wednesday nights,
I'm
Hardy.
busy too, yeah.
It's hard to keep up when you're on every night of the week, Bricksmith.
Well, mine is Sunday and Wednesday, and sometimes Tuesday when Fox figures out what.
Yeah, I think Fox.
That was a happy accident. Sorry.
I think Fox just killed Lego Masters this year with the Olympics and doing 2 weeks from now on Lego Masters.
Yeah.
Is there another show next week either?
Is that Lego Masters still on the air?
Okay.
Well, they also showed 2 back-to-back episodes, but they were out of order, I think, this Sunday or this Tuesday, which was crazy. They were reruns. But I don't get it. I don't know what so they made it so the All-Star game and then the Olympics are all in there, so kind of crazy. They could have easily made some if they'd have looked ahead and said we could do some sort of Olympic theme build and done something pretty darn cool. I got a feeling that the horse trotting crowd might have not watched horse trotting and come over to like. Have y'all seen the horse trot event at the Olympics?
You mean dressage?
The what?
Dressage.
Dressage.
Well,
They
in
should have
Georgia, Chris calls it horse trotting.
That's right. That's horse
Yeah.
trotting around here.
Horse
Horse
trotting.
trot brother.
It's
Hey,
French.
they should have done a Lego Masters challenge to make a horse and make it dressage
Right.
or horse trot, as Chris said.
You know how hard it is to make a horse do distraught to ride?
I'm sure, but you know what? Who gets the medal? Not the horse. It's the horse is doing all the work, but that horse don't get up on the platform. I'm just going to tell you right now.
I have a different definition of the trots.
I went to Taco Bell today too. So.
That's because you went to Brick Rodeo. Ah!
Oh,
Hateful.
yeah.
You're
So
hateful.
I was jealous of that too. I'm just confessing my
jealous of
sins. I am. Do what?
You're jealous of distraught horse trotting?
Yes, that too. I would love to be able to make a horse trot like that, but I can't.
Feeding taco? Okay.
All right. Let's see, Matthew, what's going on with your world today, man? What's up?
Unpacking and sorting the enormous bag of loose brick that I bought from Brickman at Brick Fair, Virginia, plus the parts that I got in the parts draft. It was pretty spectacular. So, and let me flip it around. Cam. Nope, that's turning it off. Let's try the other cam. There you go. So, just as a small sample, look at all these deliciously rare colors. The teals,
Wow.
the dark azures, the pale blues, and the dark turquoise. And I've already put some of these rare colors away. But so the Brick Man, he had a business model of opening up sets and selling the minifigs and then
Mm-hmm.
selling off the parts by the pound. And unfortunately, I didn't get there right away because apparently he had dumped 2 Cantina sets into the bins, and a few other people sucked all the good parts out before I got there. But he had a whole bunch of the classic sets that had bricks in various colors. And so once he realized that I was the weird person that wanted dark azure, he was like, "Here, I haven't even opened up these poly bags. You want to just open them up and pull out what
Did you get me any
want?"
pink?
I was like, I have plenty of pink. I actually intentionally avoided pink. I now have 2 pink buildings, and I don't plan on making any more pink buildings for at least a week. So I picked some other colors.
For at least a week.
Feels that way. But right, I've got all this orange right now. This is Dana bait right here. You know, Dana. If Dana pops on later mysteriously, well, it's because he heard orange was being talked about. So, and since Dana's not here, I just want to thank him for checking in on my cat and getting me this amazing Bob's Burger of the Day, the Silental Night.
Nice.
The Silental Night Burger. It's pretty sweet. He knows I like Bob's Burgers, so that was really thoughtful of him.
Hey, butt chop. I'm not sure what that means, but you're welcome, I guess. So, butt chop. There's the butt chop signal right there.
Nice work, Mark.
It's been a while since we've seen the butt chop. Let's see. We have some folks in the chat. Mentioned a few folks already. Brad Hoopa is here. Hoopa.
Scoop it up.
Shane McQueen is here in the chat. Butt chop we just mentioned. Willie Nablet Jr. is here. TT Bricks is here. So anyway, thanks for
We had
putting
a
all
weird
this
noise
together,
when
Butt Chop.
Mark got here.
Yep, and we have added Mr. Sandlin is here. Glad to have you here, bud. Let's
He
see.
has returned from the west.
That's right. That's right. Big love between Mark and Butt Chop. There we go. All right, let's check in with Pink Wheels. Pink Wheels, what's been up in your world?
I haven't really built, aside from the lug challenge, which was to build the monochrome habitats. And it was my suggestion, and I thought it'd be cool, and I knocked out a few, and then I look like Dana's making them like bunnies popping up.
Yes.
So I got outbuilt out of my own challenge.
Yeah.
So I built a few of those, and then this weekend Natalie wanted to go back to painting mini dolls. So our Sailor Moon mini doll adventure continues. I know it's a girly magical girl anime, not an old gray bricks type thing, but there you go. Sailor Neptune, Sailor Venus.
There's room for Sailor Moon.
There's always room for Sailor Moon.
There you
I
go.
just-
See?
I'm just gonna tell you that Dana kind of cheated and he took all of my dark purple.
No, put her back on the big screen.
What?
Put her back on the big screen.
What?
I don't need all of this. I need all of this.
I hear you.
Hey, y'all get a room, okay? I mean, come on.
What, me and the sailor dolls?
Yeah. Tell you what, who's your favorite? And I'll paint you an extra one. Think about it. You can think about it. I can do an extra
Yeah,
two. Or
and then they could live in the pink castle.
yes. And then the other thing I did,
Does that mean something? I don't know.
not Lego related, but sort of Lego related. We got some new shelving.
Oh, nice.
And I'm working on putting lights on it.
It's very cool.
You're
Which
welcome.
shelving? What shelving did you get?
Copycats.
Yeah, I copied Matthew's. Was it Bo Axel?
Bo Axel.
Bo Axel. So go to IKEA.
it.
Go get yourself some Bo Axel. Does a great job. Now I could actually have a place for my giant ship that had no place.
It's adjustable, which is quite
Yes.
nice when you've got some things that are really tall and then other things that are not really tall.
So that was actually it took a whole day to put it up. Let's just say, like all things IKEA, it looks great, but then you spend all day putting it together.
Understood. Did you screw that into the studs in the wall, the standards?
No, he used drywall anchors.
Me too.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Which IKEA doesn't supply, so you have to go to Home Depot or Lowe's and buy drywall anchors.
I will confess that I bought all of the Bo Axel parts and they sat there for 4 months as I internally worried about would the drywall anchors rip out of the wall and would I come down in the morning to find Lego all over the floor from a total collapse. But we're now like a month and a half into it and nothing has fallen off the wall. So I'm starting to get some confidence.
Somebody's got a question for you. How many Sailor Moon Scouts have you painted so far?
I have Sailor Moon, and I used the Chinese knockoff hairpiece for it. Sailor Mercury and Sailor Pluto. I can go get them. Hold one sec. Chris can go do something else. I'll be right back.
Talk amongst yourselves. All right, let's check in with Mr. Sandlin. How are you today, man?
I'm on mute. I'm okay. I don't really have anything Lego to report because I just got home from vacation yesterday, I guess. Tuesday. Oh, Tuesday. I got home real late Tuesday, and yesterday I just worked, and today I just worked. So,
Mark, do you still feel like that guy from Eugene is talking in your ear?
yeah. He had a lot to say. He was very friendly and helpful.
We noticed that you never finished a sentence without having the guy jump in and start talking, which is pretty awesome.
Well, he wanted to show me all the stuff in the shop, so I mean, he was enthusiastic about the store. So, but it's a great store. They had a lot of stuff. So, and Jeff is asking me if I bought it from the store. No, I did not, because the store was mostly Bricklink prices. And, but it was a nice shop. They had a lot of stuff. So anybody who lives in that part of the country, it might be worth if you're looking for something specific.
It was funny while you were doing that, Van Winden messages me and says, hey, at Bricks King Cascade, you want to drive down there for 2 hours to go to the shop? And I'm like, it's a 4-hour round trip just to go check out stuff I could via Bricklink for the most part.
I would not suggest doing that to go like from Bricks Cascade because you're going to have a whole convention there.
Correct.
And I'm thinking that those guys probably are going to go to Bricks Cascade. Because they talked about going to cons and stuff, so they'll probably have a part of their shop at the convention. So
follow your nose. It always.
Yep.
Well, we dropped the reference to a certain other AFOL who has issues of that nature of odiferous, and so yeah.
But after I got off camera, I did meet the owner, and he was a nice guy. He showed me some of his things around the shop that he built, and but yeah, it was a lot of stuff in the shop. They really had.
I was getting an ABC vibe.
Yeah, it wasn't as expensive as ABC, but they certainly had a lot of stuff in.
Yeah, he did.
We were wondering if your inner introvert triggers were blinking bright red.
My inner introvert triggers were blinking. So.
Oh, somebody's here.
Here we go.
Hey, dude,
Here's
stop
many
following me around the store. I'm just trying to do my YouTube thing.
All right, here you go, Meredith. Let's give Meredith the screen there. There you go.
There you go. That's about 20 hours of painting.
Wow.
And I did Rich proud. I cut some Elsa hair to make short hair.
You're
So
gonna
not
make
only
Rich
I broke
very
both
happy.
cardinal rules of Lego, I painted and cut.
Wow, that I am proud. I'm very proud of you.
I kind of don't know you anymore. All right.
I almost forgot. I got this on Tuesday.
Yeah. Boba Fett's not
Slave One.
Not Slave One.
Not indentured servitude one.
It's the Han Solo Carbonite conveyance vehicle. Come on, guys. Say it.
That's awesome.
You know, as much of a deal as everybody makes about the name of that ship, I would bet you $50 it was named by someone at Kenner. Because it never has a name in any of the Star Wars movies or media or anything. It got a name when they made a toy out of it, and I bet you someone at Kenner called it that.
Yeah,
that's my personal theory.
It's a good theory. I like it.
That sounds like it should be part of an episode about the toys that made us.
Yeah.
If Dana were here, he could probably tell us exactly which expanded universe first had it in print or something.
Possibly so.
Well, it was first in print on the outside of a Kenner toy box. Is where it was first in print.
Well, isn't it that the Gonk droid, didn't it get actually named for the first time, like on Alt Rec Toys Lego? Like somebody called it the Gonk droid. And that's the first time it was ever on the internet as that, and then that's when it was called. Yeah, I think that's the deal.
Gonk.
What do you got there, Rich?
That's my brick badge, and I'm Midwest Builder approved for my Megacore Magnetizer update.
I like the colors this year for the Brick Fair badges. I always get like the yellow and dark red, which are kind of like, eh.
I figured being Midwest approved had something to do with cheese.
No.
It's the John.
Although I am kind of cheesy. But no. It was for the Megacore Magnetizer update that I did, which was really nice.
We have seen it on the show.
Yes, you have. And I'm glad I was able to share it with many people. Thank you. That too.
Take me home, country road, West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home.
I'm sorry, I'm looking at the backstage stuff for our buttons. StreamYard seems to have rearranged buttons, so I don't know if I can find all. Yes. What the heck?
Don't press my buttons.
That's right.
I got that.
What's that from?
Citizen Brick.
All right. Mr. Van Winden, tell us what's up in your world. It's a fish. Oh, no. There he is. There he is. You're muted.
You're muted.
You're muted.
Look at that hairstyle. Whew, he's got the faux hawk almost. Still can't hear you.
Canada may have not paid their broadband bill.
Oh, hey, Dana, can you share that story about the beaver, Canadian beaver?
Is Dana in the chat? No. You're still muted there, Jeff. We'll wait on you.
We need to find that story about the Canadian beaver that chewed through the internet cable, cutting off the internet for an entire village in Western Canada.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I was literally just in the stream on StreamYard. Why did it go anyway? Hi. As I mentioned, I was just in tons of fun. I needed food, so I didn't join in right away. What's happening in my world? Castle stuff, but I talked about that in the last stream. So I bought some sets for April or August 1st. The evening of August 1st. I finally got my shipping notification late last night, so I'm assuming those will get to me sometime in the next half a year. I don't know how long it's going to take because Lego's shipping really slowly. I also bought a couple of sets. Anybody in Canada, the Walmarts are finally starting to discount some sets at reasonable price. 4+ is basically what I can only build because 4+. But yeah, I bought these $9 instead of $25.
Oh, nice.
$14 instead of $25. So it was decent enough to buy some sets. So beyond that, not much else going on, I guess. Lots of streams this week, and I think this is my last 72-hour stream unless someone else invites me, but I don't think there's anybody else that is doing them. So that I know.
Yeah, I'm not sure. But by the way, if you are watching this now, just as an FYI, there should be a link in the description that lays out all of the other of the 72-hour streams. So we will, when we end ours at 9 o'clock, you can then roll to the next one and keep it going, keep the viewership going and everything. So that would be awesome. What you got there, Rich? Got you a Bible? That's cool. Where are you getting all these printed bricks from?
This one was from Eclipse Graphics.
Cool.
I got this for you, and you need to come up here and collect it.
Okay, or I could just ride down to Eclipse Graphics. He lives like 2 hours from here, and
you can. Fine. You can do that.
Eclipse Graphics had these cool cargo containers that were graffiti spray painted, which I liked, but the price.
I did not get any.
The price was deterring, so I looked at them and admired them, and then did not buy. But
a wild Fazoom Jr. has shown up in the room. He's right there.
A Fazoom
He got his first vaccination shot today. Woo!
Woo!
Really? My kids are already fully vaccinated. Is it that slow?
He doesn't like shots, but
I thought Canada was sorry it was closed because he said sorry we're closed.
Well, also Jake had to get his meningitis shot, which you don't really have to wait anymore, but we waited a little bit, so we didn't have those too close together. That's a good point. I don't know if Marvel would have come up with a name for Slave One. Maybe, I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, all right. So I went to Walmart today and I found new video on the shelf. Check it out. Woohoo! Look there.
Nice.
I definitely would want to pay $29 for a nice set than $20 for a beatbox things or whatever, which is crazy. But the cool thing is the noggin on that, if you flip it around, it totally is Optimus Prime going on the back of this thing. So it's pretty sweet.
Is that Jake?
Yep, it is. There he is, right there.
Jake.
he's excited to be on camera.
He's so excited.
Oh,
he has an idea he's trying to work out. So
let's just be honest, Chris. You're just more excited about dots than you are about video.
I'm excited about this dot set. Look at that. Woohoo! The space one.
I actually picked that up myself this week. So.
It's great. It's a lovely pencil box for no pencils, but
Natalie is loving the dots. So
Look
she
at
did it in 3 minutes.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah.
What are pencils?
Pencils.
Some sort of writing implement.
Is that something they used before they had tablets?
Maybe. All right. What? Who's crunching? Somebody's crunching something. Who's crunching? Is it Rich?
Not me.
It's me.
Richard.
Muted. All right. There we go.
No, you're muted.
Oh, he got the ice cream guy. There you go. All right. So I have been quite jealous the last few days because Brick Smith and Jeff got to go to Brick Rodeo, and that looked amazing. And then more of us got to go to Brick Fair, Virginia, and I saw my friends from here meeting up with my friends from Brick Fair, Virginia, and I was super hyper, like jealous, total FOMO going on, fear of missing out. And then everybody is also getting clearance, which I got clearance, pretty good clearance deal. So
Who's Clarence?
we have clearance. Look, it's like I have two heads. Look. There he is right there. See? All right. So
Have fun, people procs.
Brick Smith, talk to us a little bit about Brick Rodeo, your impressions, because you've never been before. Tell us about it so I can get more jealous.
Okay. Well, I met some awesome people there. We had a good time. There was also, just like everywhere else, you have those A-falls. Anyway.
Was that you?
What do you mean by that? I want to know.
I want to know.
The hyper serious ones that can't just take it as fun / hobby, and
Those guys.
those guys. A higher,
Those guys.
an unnecessary level of seriousness at a fun adventure.
Hey, Julian, I have a term
not-
for that.
Okay,
should-
I'd love to hear it.
You should not talk about Jeff like that.
What'd you say, Meredith?
Serious business.
There you go. Serious business.
Serious business A-falls.
So, but the event itself, it was good. It really was. It was put together decently well. It was smaller than I'm used to. But the venue was nicer than I'm used to. We went
Nicer than Alabama?
Huh?
Nicer than Alabama?
There was carpet on the floor and chandelier
Ooh.
and
Those are
shiny
nice.
tables
Did they
without
have
That
champagne?
sounds like a low bar.
like the chairs held me. So it was definitely the accommodations were better than anything I'd ever seen. The Lego displays were nice. Not anything like, oh my God, I've never seen anything like this, except for a couple things. But it was small, but it was nice. They stuck me next to a couple of Lego Masters. I mean, whatever. I was across from Moto and sitting directly next to Mark and Steven.
That's cool.
Yeah, with my itty bitty castle.
So is it one like Chicago where you just have your table of your stuff, or is it collaborative builds like at Brick Fair?
Yeah, they put all the mechs with the mechs. They I don't know why certain things were with certain things, but it was like Star Wars was in the back, and this
Kinda
stuff
like
and
Brick
that
Fair.
stuff.
Okay.
Huh?
Kind of like Brick Fair.
You know what aggravated me though is they had vendors in the main hall, but they had a room where they put all pop culture, and I was like, that's dumb. Put the vendors in the room and bring the people into the big room.
Brick Fair did that 1 year, and it got so much blowback that never happens again.
This is not the first time that Brick Rodeo / Fiesta has done that. But like the Texans were really real nice collectively. Good Southern hospitality. It felt like Brick Fair, Alabama in that sense.
Okay. Cool.
I'm done.
Nah. I like to see if I can catch anybody who's not paying attention. So, would you say it was about the size of Brick Fair, Alabama? Or?
No, I'd say it's about maybe a half or even less. It is what it is it's a big lug event.
Oh, okay.
Like, and Texas being the lug.
Mm.
Like everybody from Texas is there.
Right.
But
like Nebraska was doing an event, like there was a group in Nebraska, like the same day, the same weekend, right? That seemed kind of weird.
I don't know what that was about. I think the one in Nebraska was an upstart because not even the Lego Master from Nebraska knew about it.
Well, one of the Lego Masters was there, maybe? No.
Because Don was with us. Don was there. Mark, Steven, Zach and Wayne, Moto, and then Jen. So we had 7. Not to be outdone by Rich and M&R. I'm going to leave that there. You had to watch Tons of Fun to know how I feel about that.
Yeah, you evoked the name, so I'm not going there. So, all right. So that's awesome. The pictures look great. You saying it's smaller surprises me because it looked like a big event.
Yeah, no, you could throw a rock from one side to the other.
Huh? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, it was not big at all. I did meet Steve Jackson though. That was pretty cool. I didn't realize he was just an AFOL. He's an AFOL that did a thing. That's it.
What'd you say, Matt?
The basketball player?
No. The exact opposite of a basketball player. That's awesome. So now then we have 2 folks who went, and I'm totally jealous. I wanted to be there. I saw y'all hanging out. Saw you hanging out with my friends.
Oh,
and yeah.
There's one thing that I'm taking away from Brick Rodeo that I have never done before, and you guys can kiss my butt or you can come with me.
All right, keep it PG-13.
Absolutely. Friday, Marco. Anyway, no. Friday, we went to virtual reality. Now, I've never done an outside event that we did as a standalone group of AFOLs that left the convention and did it. I've always been, it's 6 a.m. I got to get to the convention hall. Oh, it's midnight. I better go back to sleep. Oh, I'm gonna stay up till 3 hours, talk to some AFOLs. All right, I'm going to bed, 3-hour nap, back to the thing. That's what it's been for me the whole time. It's what some AFOLs do. But we went out to the virtual reality thing, and I also know that there was a indoor skydiving thing because I saw Martin from Alabama doing it over there. So what I'm going to start doing is Friday, I'm going to make an event outside of the convention where I get a group of AFOLs together because that was the most fun I've ever had at a convention, not playing with Lego.
That sounds like a great challenge for the next episode of Lego Masters. Put your build in the indoor skydiving and see if it holds together.
I like that.
So, did you try the indoor skydiving?
I did not this time, but if I go to Brick Fair, Virginia, or Philly Brick Fest, because you drive by those on the way to both. So you guys can't wait to see me do it, can you?
I want to.
You can't wait to see it, can you?
Dude, if I did that, I would be laying up against a grate going, it would not lift me up.
Hey, when you're all ready for go-karts at AMP or K1 speed, I'm there.
I do go-karts. I'm about that life.
I don't think I would even want to attempt to take on Meredith at go-karts. I think she would just put me in the wall.
I truly am terrible at go-karts. I get like one good qualifying lap in, and then I'm like, there's no power steering in these things.
I don't think I can fit, but we'll try.
You can just ride it like a skateboard, you know?
in go-karts.
I don't know.
All right, so let's see. So that was your first opinion. All right, your first visit there. So, Rich, you were at Brick Fair, Virginia, right? And Matt was at Brick Fair, Virginia.
I have it under good authority. Rich did a meet and greet.
He did. All right.
Nobody special showed up.
Oh.
No fangirls?
Oh.
Just my wife. Just my wife.
All right. So, Rich, tell me, what was different about from the norm for Brick Fair, Virginia this year?
There were some really extra large, spectacular builds, and I'm not talking about the Brickmania mega ship that usually comes. There was the Star Destroyer planet mock.
Star Killer Base, Rich Boy J.
Yep.
I
It was huge.
I have his instructions for UCS Razor Crest, and I still haven't finished the last part of it.
Yeah, and there was a Darth Vader castle that was huge. There was the planet Mustafar. Is that it? Mustafar, yes.
No swearing.
Yeah. That was huge too. That took up a huge space. There was a really detailed, fully accurate Air Force One, not glued together. I don't believe it was glued together, and it was really nice.
And that was like a kid, right, that built that?
Yeah, he was like a teenager. It was like, wow.
All right. So,
Yeah.
but anything just in the way that it was run, was it any different?
No, which is good because I know how it's run, and being part of the team at some point in time. I will say this: if you have not seen, this is the last year for Brick Fair, New Jersey,
Oh,
and I'm starting a rumor. There may be only one more Brick Fair, Alabama.
what?
It's a rumor. Maybe.
Wait, what?
What?
Consider the source. Consider the source.
Hey, my source is a very good, accurate source.
Okay, I'm gonna seriously jank if that's. I mean, I get it. The finances aren't there. I understand all that, but I'm gonna
No, I don't think. No, I don't. That's not it. I don't think it's the finances.
It's the work.
Well, yeah. The way that Todd put it on the Brick Fair, New Jersey thing is that he likes time off.
He's had like a year and a half.
Well, he likes that for some reason. I don't know.
Is he going to put that time off into better organizing Virginia?
Ooh.
Oh,
Let's just go ahead, spicy. Go ahead. Let's get the spicy take.
Well, I mean, I was supposed to be a game host, and I walk over and I'm like, so, where do I go? And they're like, oh, it's in this tower. And I go over there, and they're just like, oh, it's not in this tower. It's in that other tower. So I did play, tower scramble. And then I got there promptly at 2 p.m. Wednesday, and at the desk, I said, I want to sign up for the yard sale because it clearly said you have to pay your $5 to get half a table. And they said, oh, we don't have a list, check back tomorrow. And so tomorrow I go to sign up, and they're like, it's full. Now, I got there 2 hours after it opened specifically so I could get a table. And, and the people at the check-in desk had, no idea where the list even was. They just didn't know.
He's angry.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me tell you.
I'm still annoyed by this, yes.
Let me tell you. Once upon a time, when I used to help out a lot, there used to be an information person. I may or may not have been that person that had the information and run the information desk, but Todd decided he was going to get rid of it. So I'm sorry.
Let's just say that I talked to some frequent attenders, and they were like, well, it's Brick Fair. You have to take a certain level of disorganization. I was like, I didn't know that was the case. But I will say that one of the differences between the two Brick Fairs is that at Alabama, if you have a question, you could just go over and ask Todd because he's there, and you can see him across the hall. And that is not the case in Brick Fair, Virginia, because A, the hall is much larger, and B, he is not available because he is busy. So it's one of the things about going to Alabama. It's kind of like going to a high school reunion, and then Brick Fair, Virginia is like going to your college reunion. It's just like another scale of You could talk to anybody in the hall at Alabama just because you can see them, and you know. It's easy to walk around and ask questions.
I used to be the person that helped Todd answer questions, but he decided he didn't want me to do that anymore. Not because I was giving people bad information.
Too much information.
Maybe too much information.
Hey, Matthew?
Maybe too much.
When I went in 2019 was the first year they did it was $10 for a table for the yard sale. And I was adamant to get a yard sale table, and I got one and I paid, and they didn't record that I paid. And then they were yelling at me when I was setting up that I didn't pay, and the other guy to come over and say, no, she paid. And then this mom of this T-fall was like, I didn't know we had to schedule this ahead of time. And I'm like, I only have this much stuff. You can share my table. And then she ended up just saying, here's $10.
Oh.
Well, I mean, I did have Magnus give me 1/3 of his table, so I was able to sell a couple of things. But I would point out that this is not the first time I've run into this. The last time I went to Brick Fair, Alabama, I got there the moment it opened, and I wanted to sign up for the early draft, and I was told, "Oh, well, the early draft guy isn't here." And an hour later, I went to look for the early draft guy, and he's like, "Oh, all the spots are filled." I was one of the first people there. And I still didn't get an early draft, and that's an organizational problem.
The way I look at it is it's an all volunteer force, other than mostly Todd and a few other folks. So I kind of just roll with the flow because I don't want to volunteer for that stuff.
Well, fair enough. But if Todd wants the whole year to plan, I think it's fair for me to expect slightly better organization.
You would think,
sounds like I'm volunteering.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. I agree. But that's not how that rolls. So the worst part that happened for me was the impaired speed build. They couldn't find all the sets for all the people who were signed up. So there was like a 30-minute delay while people were still getting drunk. More impaired and fully impaired.
Relax.
Fully impaired.
We're getting relaxed.
I was getting very, very relaxed.
Just one time.
Waiting.
That's Brick Fair.
All right. So Matt, compare. You already said a little bit, but compare. You and I have. I mean, I have experience at both, but I spent a long time since I've been to Virginia, and I would like to get back there to see folks. But compare that to we've both been to Alabama, fairly recently. I mean, the size difference is an order of magnitude. That's for sure. What else seems to be different, positive and negative?
I mean, I would say the time seems to just go by so much faster. So, like, I was in a parts draft with John Rudy, and it was one of those you bring the set, and however many people show up with the set, we're gonna part it out, and then we'll just draft. And when we started, it was like 17 people. And then another person came, and then another person came. And Brick Fair throws in 2 copies of the sets. By the time we finally finished sorting, it was 29 copies of the set, which was a lot of pieces. And it just took a full hour just to sort and then draft. And the drafting actually went pretty fast, but it just takes a while, right? So I signed up for things I couldn't even get to because the thing I was doing just went a little bit longer. And I missed the Saran ball wrap. It's fine. It's not a big deal. But the hall is bigger. So Brick Fair, Alabama, you can literally look around and go, okay, where is that happening? Oh, it's over there in the food court. I'll just walk over there. You can't do that at Brick Fair, Virginia. You actually, you have to go to the right place. And there's people clustered all over the hall. So it's not as obvious sometimes where stuff's happening. And at Brick Fair, Virginia, you can walk around on the pre-public days and probably talk to every single person who's sitting at their table building their display. And you could actually talk to almost every exhibitor who's there.
Right.
That's not happening at Brick Fair, Virginia. It's just big. And there's just tons of people who sometimes they're there working on their thing and sometimes they're not. So the sheer size of it, it just seems like the time went by so quick, and I was having a blast. I was having an absolute blast meeting people that I had only met virtually and meeting people that I'd never met before. And so I absolutely enjoyed it. I just wished there was a way to like stretch out each day.
Yeah.
Just make more time, because it was just like, holy cow, is it 7 p.m. already? How could it be 7 p.m.?
Yeah.
Like, where did the whole day go?
You can't see that. You can't see outside.
Oh, it just got there. It's like being in a casino.
Right. It is. I would agree
You can't
with
see
that.
outside. I had to constantly remind myself to feed my child because I didn't know what time of day it was.
The day. I think he wants us to stare at his belly. But I mean,
Yeah,
it
Nick.
really is.
I don't talk to you anyway. Anytime I'm there.
It really is. Brick Fair, Alabama really is like a high school reunion kind of feel. Like you could walk around and visit with everybody, and most of those people, a lot of those people have shown in previous years. And I'm sure there are many people, I know Rich has gone to like every single one. I'm sure there are many people who come multiple years, but there also are people who are probably one-off visitors who were just there that 1 year. I mean,
Yeah.
this was the
Like-
only time I've
Like
ever been.
I couldn't have told you that I saw you at Brick Fair 2019, Meredith. No clue.
I saw her in 2019.
You know
Same
why?
for you.
Because I was indentured servitude to the Great Ball Pit.
Yeah, yeah.
And-
I
and
do
it
want
was-
to make a shout out for Nick Capitos because he sold me some great brick, and I'm so happy about that. Thank you, Nick, and I will take any brick that you give me again.
I have never been so tired than after Brick Fair, Alabama, when I love Stuart, that he set up a giant ball contraption, and there was only 4 adults and 1 7-year-old that didn't want to do anything to run it. And
No
I
ball
was
runner.
exhausted.
Names are not being shared to protect the guilty.
I was exhausted, and I was grumpy, and I told Brian I'm not running that big of a GBC loop ever again with 3 other people.
I think I remember talking to you like at our club, going, "So how was just talking about it?" And you're like, "It was terrible." I mean, he was just like, "I'm done talking about it."
Well, Virginia, there's like 80 people in the GBC pit. 80 people. You can
And it
go
was
to the
huge.
bathroom. You can go take breaks. You can talk to people. 80 people. And then
It
we
was
had a
huge.
GBC loop the size, probably about a quarter of the size at Virginia in Alabama. And we had 4 people plus my child who was being a pain in the butt.
That's cool.
You can't run a GBC loop that big with 4 people.
Yeah. Was Stuart there? Was he? Did y'all see? Was he at?
Oh, I know he was at Virginia. I was pretty sure he's at Virginia. We told him we couldn't come. I can't go with my sweet pea not vaccinated.
No, I understand. I'm glad that Stuart's had some serious cancer stuff going on, and he is championing through it, doing well. So I hope he continues to stay well. He's a good friend. I'm actually hoping he'll come to Alabama this year. I want to talk to him about that. So
Hopefully he'll come and we'll scale down the GBC.
So that the GBC is one of the things that I did not actually get to see the whole table because I just ran out of time. It was one of those things, and I saw like one side of the table, and I took some video, and I was like, "This is amazing." And then somebody said something to me, or I turned around, and being ADHD, it's like squirrel. And I never got back to GBC, and I never actually got around the whole table even, and it's enormous. It just keeps going and going. And there was a tower that went up and over so that you could walk into the middle and not have to lift.
in Alabama.
Yeah.
It's so people don't have to bend over to get inside the pit.
I've got 5,000 pictures of Brick Fair, Virginia, 2021, and not a one of them I think is GBC. 5,000.
Is MK Nick?
Yes.
Nick?
Yeah.
We need more bodies for indentured servitude at the GBC pit in Alabama. Please join us.
yes, come down. I would love for Nick to come down and hang out with us in Alabama. It's a lot of fun.
We need more ball. We need more.
More what?
DVC balls.
We need more balls in motion.
Yes.
More balls in motion.
You cannot leave a door open for Nick like that. You
No.
So while we're talking about Nick, and while John is sitting here, and while Richard is sitting here, I just want to say that the people that I've connected with through this show and through the Discord were all super nice. Like I actually texted our running Lego chat. Richard helped me carry in the cathedral because I had to drop Thomas off, so I can't do it with two hands. And I said, Richard is like a giant teddy bear. He's like super nice. and then John gave Thomas and I a personal tour of behind the scenes stuff at Harper's Ferry, Virginia, and took us to this great restaurant where we had an excellent meal. And Nick was funny, and Dan Rubin was funny, and Magnus did not talk my ear off, but he was his usual Zen Magnus, extremely genteel, extremely nice.
Scandinavian self.
Yeah. And now I have FOMO again.
All the people that I had at least some link to before I walked in were even nicer in person than they were via video or via forum. So, and there's some quirky people there. There's definitely some people on the spectrum. But not that there's anything wrong with that as an ADHD person, but there's some super nice people. And so that made it not just Lego fun, but like fun to talk to people.
Yeah. And I will say that if you're talking about the games and stuff, I have almost never, I think of the last Brick Fair I went to, I finally did one of the parts drafts. And I got a lot of brick, but it took so long. But that's the first time ever, because they do. I just never really have noticed. I never really pay attention. I hear people yelling and having fun other than bingo or whatever. But I'm like, I'm usually just hanging out with my buds and we're planning where we're eating next. That's just what we do. But and I'm sitting, part of me though is like, if I go over there, that is going to be like 3 hours that I'm going to spend with people that I really don't know. I probably should get to meet. That'd be great. But I'd rather just do that with the people I have. I've traveled 10 hours, and I would rather stay. So I don't do the games. I just don't.
Nope. Boo!
You got to have someone like me, though, cracking the whip on the parts draft. That's the key.
Have you met my wife?
Matt will tell you that I kept that parts draft around.
At the parts draft.
Natalie said when Brian did a parts draft at Brook Fair, Virginia, where did Daddy disappear to? It's been a long time.
At the parts draft, there was a bit of like, well, should we break this into 2 bins or not, or should we keep it one massive bin? I just started breaking things into bins, and I didn't ask permission. I just did it. Some of them got reshaped, but I was like, I need to get this draft going.
Executive decision,
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Matt? Have you ever seen my wife do a part out?
He was there.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to. I don't.
Brittany was calling you by your first name the minute she met you.
The parts draft at Alabama.
I don't remember it, honestly.
Wow.
Sorry.
You're fired. I thought we were friends. Now I know better.
Yeah. See.
You've
I don't
offended me.
remember.
Matt, I think
She
Matt
wasn't yelling woo enough, apparently.
I think
Clearly.
so.
Well, and that's just me personal, and that's my opinion. But I really don't avail myself to that very much, just because it takes up a lot of time. By the way, and speaking of, we have another guest that has joined us. It is John Rudy. How you doing, man?
Hey, doing well. Recovering from Brick Fair, so coming up for air a little bit, but I got everything out of the car. That's the struggle.
Well, good. So it was a successful event. How many people were there at the how many participants were there, and then how much public?
I think that Todd said that a total of about 850 or so checked in, of about 950 or so that had registered. So we had a really good attendance, considering everything, among the AFOL crowd. And then I haven't seen any numbers yet for public attendance, but Todd was saying as folks were coming in the door, that it looked like an average year for him. So the attendance was pretty good. That said, I did everything out of in my power to avoid public days. It's like, I love you to death, Matthew, but like part of the reason that we were there in Harper's Ferry is because I didn't want to touch the public at all. So,
oh, my husband was the same way. He's like, I don't want you there with 10,000 people, and I'm like, yeah, okay,
no problem.
Yeah, but
I figured
at the end of the day, it was relatively quiet.
I figured with the impaired speed build, I would have either killed all the germs that I would have collected up on Saturday, or been good to fight off any germs that I got on Sunday. So,
well, we're worried about Alabama because A, we don't know what Todd's future is, and B, I told Natalie we won't go unless she's vaccinated.
All right.
And so far, the 5 to 12-year-old vaccine still is
way far off. Yeah. All right. So I don't know. Did you, John? Did you hear the rumor that that Center Square gave us a little while ago?
No, I did not. I was putting Abby to sleep. So speaking of mine, that's not vaxxed.
No, he was not privy. He was not privy to a conversation that I had.
Because there was uncomfortable silence. So go ahead and repeat it and see what he thinks.
Okay, so definitively, this year is the last Brook Fair, New Jersey. It's been announced.
Mm-hmm.
And here's the rumor that there may be only one more Brook Fair, Alabama.
Long live Brick Fair, Atlanta.
I mean, that's
no. There may be 2 Brook Fair, Virginias.
I have no clue. Like I mean, it's still from looking at the crowd that I saw and hearing about the crowd that I saw, it still seems profitable. So I'm hoping, like,
I don't think Brook Fair, Virginia itself, the way that it's run and done as an entity, the first weekend of August is ever going to go away. He said we're coming back next year. At the end, what's the next one? Well, it's always the first weekend of August. So there we are. As soon as he gets the Dos Expo Center secured, he'll open up the page. But he hasn't been able to do that yet. But the rumor is, and I'm starting to rumor, is that not only is this the demise of Brick Fair, New Jersey this coming year, this coming next, yes, and but it may be the last Brick Fair, Alabama as well. Next year.
Until we have any kind of news on that, I wouldn't put any credence in.
No. It's just speculation.
Started by Rich.
Now that
started by me. Yes.
I do miss the hotel cons, right? Like being able to like just stumble down to the ballroom type of thing. So like
that's Alabama.
If it creates a vacuum and those types of things can fill in, then there could be some positives that happen as well. It's going to take someone to step up and actually coordinate the things, right? Like, and we know that's the tough part.
Yeah. And you need money.
That's part of the reason why I joked about Long Live Brick Fair Atlanta is that there are a few people who would like to get something going that are local. I mean, actually, 3 of the vendors at Brick Fair Virginia are right here. Brick Fair, Atlanta Brick Company, and the Amanda Cheney and Brick Clips Graphics are all local. So I mean, it could.
Amanda Cheney? Who's Amanda Cheney? Do I know that?
They used to run Bricks Parties and More up in the north suburbs near me.
Oh, okay.
And they basically stopped with their brick and mortar, but they still have an inventory and they still do several shows a year. So it may take some time, but I could actually see it leading to some momentum to create another Southern-based Lego convention. But it's not going to open overnight. I mean, obviously, Todd's been doing Brick Fair for a long time, and he's got a formula, and he's got stock inventory and all that jazz, and you don't build that up overnight.
Hey, you beautiful people. I hate to interrupt, but I got to get out of here. Mwah!
Hey, man.
I love you guys. Bye.
So if both of those close, let me rephrase that. If both of those shows are not repeatable after, yeah, I know nobody likes my rumor. That's okay. It does open. It does actually present a vacuum to have a different second show in Virginia at an alternate location, a scaled down version, kind of like Brick Fair, Alabama, but not in the middle of winter. I mean, not in the middle of summer. Might be in the middle of winter.
Well, we had talked about when the Atlanta Brick Company or Atlanta Brick Convention was going on. It was always the last one was it October, 1st of October? But it literally happened when there were 2 air shows. The festival, Marietta. I mean, a lot of people were at a lot of things, and the weather was really nice. And we had thought about here in Georgia, if you slid something like that to the first weekend in November before Christmas season, but it's also really bad weather, you could probably get more folks to come out to something like that, I think. But in Atlanta, the problem is that Lego stores are at the north, airport is in the south, and there is no direct line of any public transit in between. So that's not good. I mean, the logical place would be to have it somewhere up in Gwinnett or at somewhere near North Point, because that's where the Lego stores are. However, if there was something that you connected to Atlanta Brick Company, because that could be your store, that would be near the airport in the south. So I don't know. It would be cool. By the way, if you heard that, my son farted right over there. I'm just going to say he may have won the internet today. We gained a viewer. That's awesome.
And Mr. Blue said hi too.
That's right. All right. So So let's get back to Matt and talking about Brick Fair, Virginia. What? I don't know, Nick. I don't know. I guess that's just an attraction for people to go and buy some more Lego like 52. So we compared a little bit. Yeah. So Matt, what was let's talk about the smaller show of Brick Fair, Virginia. What is better about Alabama than Virginia, besides just being able to see everything?
It seemed like there were more collabs. So some of the military layouts were quite elaborate. And actually from our neck of the woods, from South Carolina, the 2 South Carolina guys did their own table called Pick-a-Brick City. And it was a big layout. I mean, the two of them, just the 2 of them, had a train circling their own, town layout. I'm sure I'm forgetting other collabs, but there were some really big things where people worked together. I mean, I'm pretty sure that Nick and Dan R largely collaborated on their space layout. So it seemed that there was more joint.
Yeah, but that's their thing. Nick right. And Dan R always come together for 3 lug. What that means, I have no idea. It's just the 2 of them. I think it's part of the show. Yeah, it's the Lego gods that are inspiring him or something. I don't know. Anyway,
I do agree with whoever said that. I actually think there was more singularly big solo projects at Brick Fair, Alabama than there often. I mean, Martin Harris was there, so he took his enormous Rapunzel's Tower and his Quidditch arena. And basically there was the Martin Harris table. I mean, it wasn't actually called that.
Martin could have his own right. Convention.
And then when you walk into Brick Fair, Alabama, it's like there's Martin and there's Martin and then there's Martin. It's like, oh, who built Stonehenge? Oh, it's Martin. Okay, so that's it's a home show for him though. But go ahead.
Yeah.
And I met Gary, who apparently has done a number of historical collabs in the past. And I think this year he was largely solo project. But I've seen pictures of some of the previous stuff that the historical group has done. So that did strike me as something that was distinct. Now, I mean, Brickford, Alabama, the space layout is largely collaborative, the moon-based thing. So, I mean, that is one area where I would say, Nick, cover your ears, but I would say Alabama's space layout is better than Virginia's.
That's right. That's right.
But Virginia obviously had a huge turnout for Bionicle, has a huge turnout for military, which, is far bigger than anything in Alabama. So it is kind of quirky how things are different. So in Alabama, almost all of the modular type buildings are on Town and Train, but at Virginia, they're all over the place. So, I mean, Richard had his own layout on the Wamalug, and there were other people there too.
Do you think the Leica collab had to do with COVID? Possibly just this one time. I don't remember.
No.
What it was like.
I almost forgot there was a huge Ewok setup too. The Ewok forest. That was awesome. That was 15 by 20 feet. It was big.
It needed more trees though.
No, maybe, sure.
It had a working liquid waterfall too.
Yeah, it's like 90% trees.
Was the guy from New Jersey there that has the newer standard for Moonbase? Michael McLeod? Is that his name? Was he there? Was that? There's a guy who started using the Mills plate standard as part of making Moonbase or whatever.
There was a whole island of Moonbase as well.
Oh, was there?
And it was fairly elaborate.
Huh, was it just one person or a group?
No, it was a group. There were several, and they weren't to my knowledge, they weren't distinctly from a club or anything like that. I think that was an actual get in communication with other people kind of thing. I don't. It may have been regional, but they definitely weren't.
Yeah, Nick said McLeod Base was there. Yeah.
Okay, that's probably the guy that made the
But I mean, frankly, for any of us, it's like I realized there was an entire aisle that I didn't go down until Sunday morning. Right? Like there were mocks that I didn't see until the morning of the close. It's a massive event, and it's hard to see everything.
Yeah, and I tried to get a picture of everything. I made several attempts on Friday and on Saturday and parts of Sunday to actually get a picture of something new. And I missed the entire GBC. I can't remember whether or not I got enough of the fully completed Ewok base. And I think I totally missed Pick a Brick City because that was back in the back by the announcement area,
the
stadium area. Bingo, yeah. I think I totally missed that. So I'm sorry. I tried to get everything, people out there.
It's big. It just is. And even sometimes you can see one side of a table and then realize you hadn't seen the other side. And the tables are enormous. So I'm looking at the map before I ever got there and I thought, I'm bringing a lot of stuff. How's that all going to fit on that table? And then I got there and I was like, oh, it's 3 times the size of the Alabama table. Okay, I think we're going to be okay.
One of the interesting shifts in the event that I was noticing, and I'll be interested to know if this happens in New Jersey and in Alabama as well, is that it looks like people are consuming the fandom differently. Like there were people coming into the public days specifically looking for YouTubers. So looking for this brick YouTuber, that brick YouTuber. And I wonder if that's the pandemic really driving people to things like this. But there were people looking for YouTube celebrities who build, who had mocks there.
Like us, right?
Yeah, like you. Yeah. But no, so it's something I'm interested to see how that trend continues, particularly among the public attendees. That was really weird for me and I didn't know what to think of it yet.
Well, there is.
I think it's just a sign of time.
Yeah, there is. One YouTuber who is very popular, and there's also he's not very popular. I would say with some of us old folks and things like that. I personally know that person when another YouTube channel got in trouble was at a convention like Brick Fair, going around and touting and making fun of that show for being shut down and whatever. And it was gross. And I don't like that particular personality nowadays. And that's me personally and everything. And I'm pretty sure that's one of the people a lot of the young guys were looking to come see and everything. And I understand that. And then how the presence of the Lego Masters, were they sought after as well, or a little bit?
I would go ahead, Rich.
I would say what you were going to say, that it was to some degree. There were some people who were like, "Oh yeah, Lego Masters, cool." In fact, I didn't actually recognize or notice at least 3 of them until it was kind of like pointed out to me. Like Christian was there, and I didn't realize he had been there for more than 12 hours. Dave had been there the whole time, because it was one of the first things I took pictures of was his Alphabet Fighters, his Star Wars Alphabet Fighters, and I didn't realize that was him. That was a connected dots moment for me. And I think Randall had been there for a while, and it just didn't click in my brain that it was him. So, did I purposefully go and talk to anybody? Not really. I said hi to a few people, and when I got my brick from Philip, I went to talk to him because he had put this behind my Megacore magnetizer, and I thanked him for his interest. So I wanted him to know that I appreciated that. But
I know,
after that,
in terms of public days, I know that a lot of folks were laying low, quite intentionally. I talked to Mark a little bit about that, about the fact, not you, Mark, about the fact that they really didn't want the limelight, and that Todd didn't really want them to have the limelight either. That Brick Fair itself wasn't looking for a signatures table, an autograph table area. So they had mocks there, and if you knew what you were looking for, you could find them. But in terms of like, this is the Brickmasters area, wasn't necessarily there, and I thought that was kind of fair to them too, right? Like, those guys wanted to come in and enjoy the show as well, not just celebrities.
not be badgered.
Yeah.
Definitely. I know Mel Brown, and I went badgered him a little bit just because I knew him.
Badgers?
What struck me was just how, this is just my opinion, but how surprisingly unrecognized they seem to be. Like, they were walking around pre-show days, and I'm like, that's Mel, that's Tyler, and I was like, these.
Oh, that's the other one I didn't recognize. I didn't realize that Tyler was there for the entire thing until after I saw him in pictures. I'm like, Tyler Quaice was there? Where was he? I didn't see him.
And I think the thing that surprised me wasn't so much that I wasn't there in the public day, so I don't know, how the public would react. But among the builder community, I was surprised that they weren't more surrounded by people chatting with them. Like when Mark and Steven were at Atlanta Brick Company, there was a constant line for pictures and autographs. Now, they're locals, right? And they actually work, or Mark works at Atlanta Brick Company, so he's a known person for people who go to that store. But there were people who specifically turned out to meet them and get autographs and stuff like that. And I was kind of surprised just how they're strolling around. And one of the 2 women from Utah from this current season, she came by and she's like, "I love your painted ladies." And she left a little tiny miniature build. I guess it's her calling card, and she had her initials on it. And we just chatted for, 5 minutes. And I told her that, I was sorry that they'd been eliminated. She was kind of like, "Well, not everyone might know yet." I was like, "But it was on the air 2 weeks ago." And she's like, "Not everyone watches live." And I was like, fair enough. I was like, well, yeah. I just said, "I'm sorry that, I liked your builds." And she's like, "Well, thank you." So, but they were there, but like Richard was saying, they didn't have like an autograph platform set up, which I was actually a little surprised that they didn't do that. But I see why. Oh,
they did a lot of pictures on public day. Yeah, okay. they were all gathered together, and they let people come up and take pictures with them. I did chat with Manny and Nestor for a little bit because they're almost local guys for me. They're up in Bethlehem, and I'm trying to, for the interest of my own interest of trying to get my store off the ground, I want to have those kind of people come and visit my store when I'm ready to open. So trying to get a conversation going with them to maybe see if they would want to come down and do an opening, sign some stuff. Who knows?
So Rich Fair, we're gonna start it. We're gonna come to your village.
Yeah. Start looking for the B&Bs that are in the village now.
That's right.
I wonder how much advertisement the actual Lego Masters might have done beforehand, saying, "Hey, I'm going to this event," in the first place, right? Because I'm thinking to myself, there's probably, with COVID happening and everything, maybe there's not a lot of people traveling traveling to DC as families to go do DC things, and also taking a Lego show. Like maybe this year was mainly the locals that were there, and as opposed to everybody staying local, so maybe there's just not that many people watching Lego Masters.
Americans are throwing all caution to the wind right now. So
yeah, I know that on a couple things that I've watched that were like either YouTube or Instagram live things, a couple of the Lego Masters said that they were coming. Like Philip, the Midwest Builders, he was coming, but his wife wasn't. There was a couple other people. We've talked to Moto. And Moto says, no, I'm not coming, but Paris is, kind of thing. So I did anticipate some people being here. I have a guilty pleasure of scanning the sign-up list, the registration list for Fair Virginia, at least 6 months out to see who's coming, who are my friends that are coming, and who I can.
I just do that.
Who I can annoy. Yeah. Who can I annoy, the most, while they're there? Who's coming from the furthest distance and, unique people. So I knew a lot of people were coming.
If you're up to annoy people, and since your rumor is this is the last, are you coming to Alabama?
Yeah.
Oh, that is a good question.
He wants to say no.
Do you want to miss out?
I want to say no. Oh, do I want to miss out on never having been to Victor, Alabama? I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd have to convince the missus.
You're gonna miss out on Eugene's fried chicken too. I mean, come on.
I know.
Which is so much better than Willard's.
Okay. We've got to stop. Time out. Okay, time out. You say Willard's wasn't good, and I'm really hurt. Maybe that Willard's is sick or something, or maybe you and I don't agree on barbecue, but you say Willard's was bad. Did you try the turkey sandwich? I told you to try the turkey sandwich.
Did you have the brisket?
I had the brisket and the pulled pork and the baked beans and the slaw, and only 2 of those 4 things were good.
And we told you as you were ordering to get the collards.
But I don't ever eat collard greens, so that was a non-starter. I love brisket, so that if you can't make a decent brisket, then that's a problem. So, but the brisket was
Brian
okay.
says the brisket.
Did you get the gravy on the mashed potatoes?
I didn't get the mashed potatoes.
You
I got
didn't
the baked
do
beans.
anything I told you.
And the baked beans had no flavor, none. It was like
nobody
they took
likes
a can
baked beans.
of
It just comes with the thing. It's like a Fleetwood Mac album. They just give it to you when you come to the suburbs. You don't. Nobody likes baked beans.
It's like they opened the Bush's baked beans and they poured it into a container and then put it on your plate. It had no flavor whatsoever. It was bad.
All right, everybody's beginning to not like Matt. So
It's okay, Matt.
I am a truth teller.
Matt,
I'm a truth teller.
I wasn't super impressed with it either.
That said, Matt, I watched you eat it.
Well, I ate the brisket, but I actually did not eat any of the pulled pork after I had 2 bites. I literally threw it away. Like, that's how much I did not like it. And Thomas called me, and I said, I'm at the barbecue place. Do you want me to bring some home? He called me, and he's like, how is it? And I said, I wouldn't eat leftovers. And he's like, don't bring me anything. and barbecue is one thing where I always eat the leftovers. Like it we're not good leftover eaters at our house, but we are with barbecue, so it gets eaten. But that was just disappointing. Chris, I'm beginning to question your judgment in barbecue because I know you like barbecue, but that's 2 for 2 because that place down by Atlanta Brick Company with the vinegar was not good.
No. I didn't pick that place. The British guy from Alabama suggested that place, and it was very traditional.
I had a British boss for 6 months, and he came down and he's like, "Let's put on a barbecue for the office." And I'm like, "Okay, well, are we going to buy this from?" I rattle off local barbecue restaurants, and he's like, "Don't you just throw hot dogs on a grill? Isn't that barbecue?"
So I went to Britain for 2.5 weeks and swore I was not going to eat at any chain restaurants. And on the 3rd day, my then fiance turned to me and she goes, "Do you want to go to Pizza Hut?" And I'm like, "Yes, this local food is bad." All the good food in England was from countries they conquered. So like the British curry and baguettes and the Irish shepherd's pie. All the good food is from conquered nations. None of the indigenous British food is taste. It's like bland. It's bad.
That was Yorkshire pudding. What the hell is that?
That was the purpose of British colonialism, was just to replace the crappy food.
We're hungry.
Why do you think British people are so skinny? Because the food tastes like crap. That's why.
All right, so let's just set the record straight because I have been dissed when it comes to my choice in barbecue, and I am not letting that go. All right, the barbecue we had at that place in Alabama was old school, traditional Georgia that I like, but it was not as good as barbecue that we could have got somewhere else. However, the stew was very good.
Are we talking about the fried chicken or the barbecue? I'm getting confused.
Yeah, which one are we talking about?
Right, we're
The
talking about
chicken
barbecue.
place. Eugene's Chicken is great. I love it.
No. We're talking about the place I did say down in at Brick Fair at
Noonan.
Yeah. So it was traditional, whatever. The cobbler was good there, but we could have gotten better barbecue than that. Willard's, I mean, I enjoyed it. I don't know, whatever the. But don't say I don't know what I'm talking about.
Chris, I will give you this. There's a sliding scale of barbecue, right? Like, and you're in Northern Virginia. That is good Northern Virginia barbecue. It is not backcountry, low country North Carolina barbecue, right? Like it's
because
not.
Nobody would eat that in Northern Virginia.
Right. Like I appear to be the only person in our cadre that enjoyed the gold sauce, right? Because that's the weird barbecue that nobody likes. And
that's South Carolina barbecue sauce, so that's okay.
Exactly. So I'll give you, it's a sliding scale of barbecue, and for Northern Virginia, that's really good barbecue compared to a lot of the crap around there.
Well, and they borrow some flavors from other places because they have Kansas City burnt ends and stuff like that. But the turkey sandwich they had there was really good, and the pan gravy and the brisket was really good to me when we were there.
This is true, Nick. This is very true.
But it's been 4 or 5 years. It's been 7 years since I've had it, so I don't know how well things are going.
Things have gone downhill. I wasn't impressed. I mean, it wasn't the worst, but it definitely wasn't top echelon.
Which one are you talking about?
Willard's.
Yeah. Okay.
I hate to say this, but every time I've been at Jim and Nick's was better than what I ate at Willard's.
Oh, Jim and Nick's is terrible.
Fight.
The one by our
used to
house
be excellent.
Jim and
Jim and Nick's used to be excellent. It's gotten bought out, incorporated a little bit, so it is not as to its roots like it used to be. They used to would just throw biscuits at you till you were full. Now you get like 2. The cheddar biscuits, but now I like things at Jim and Nick's, but honestly, the barbecue that I can get from some dude that has a shack and a old converted 50-gallon drum that he's barbecuing, that guy's going to have good barbecue no matter what. So, and my wife cooks good barbecue at her restaurant. She's not listening.
The guy that's at the corner of Memorial and whatever that road is near the state capitol, that's good barbecue. And the building looks like it's going to fall down, so it's good.
Are we talking about Kansas-Q or barbecue?
Kansas-Q. Wow.
Kansas-Q.
Kansas-Q.
BFCs in those barrels? I mean, are they coated? Are they food safe? I'm sorry. My mom's senses are tingling here.
Kids are cute. Wow.
The worse the building looks, the better the food's going to taste. That's the first rule of barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
The
You
higher
gotta
that
have-
letter on the window.
You got to
If
have
you-
a
if you walk
cartoon
in-
kid.
You gotta have lead paint on the interior of the.
If you
Yes.
walk in the door and your eyes start burning from the smoke because it's not ventilated right, you're in the right place.
You
I'm
get
sorry.
bonus
Wow.
points if they have a screen door on the front. That's good for a barbecue joint.
And it still burns your eyes when you walk in.
The chemical
you're
engineer in
eating-
me and the mom in me intersect very frequently. If you can
If
tell.
you're eating and you think, I better enjoy this because the next time the building might be condemned, it's going to be good barbecue.
Yes,
The more
that's
fly
right.
swatters in the place, the better the barbecue.
Or burnt down. Like
When
they
you
had
look-
like an accident with the fire pit.
If you even attempt to look for the health inspection, there's not one because they've never been. Then that's a good place to eat barbecue. So
Or they've come to inspect and they fed them and so they just walked away.
I think we're
Yeah,
just
let me
basically
talk
writing
about
a
it
Jeff
a second.
Foxworthy. We're writing a Jeff Foxworthy album right now.
Welcome to
Yes, we
Old
are.
Gray Barbecue.
that's right.
So-
That should be a segment. Old Gray Barbecue. That would be good.
So for Brick Fair, Alabama, is there a place that everybody goes to eat?
The
Like,
fried
is there a
chicken
good place?
Eugene's
Yeah.
Fried Chicken.
Okay.
Eugene's
so someone's-
Fried Chicken. We discovered that like after being at Brick Fair, Alabama for a couple of times and there's a Subway and we don't go to that Subway because
But now there's an overpriced Mexican place.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
an overpriced kind of like burger place.
the mug
I
shop
like-
is
I
good
like-
though.
The My Pie is actually not a bad pizza.
And there's
It-
my pie, which is okay, but
But so while we were at Brick Fair, Alabama, this is 3 years ago, we're looking it up, and then literally it popped up, and you go from there, you pass all the fancy eats, you literally go to the bottom of the parking deck, and in the corner of the parking deck, they put 4 walls in there, and there's a restaurant in there, and it's Eugene's Fried Chicken, and they have a food truck too that goes around. It is delicious, fried chicken and fried fish. And
What's
a bunch
it-
of sides on a chalkboard, and when they're out of them, she just wipes it off with her hand. We ain't got no more nanner pudding. She just wipes that off with her hand, right?
And
It
there's
is
o-
so good.
There's only seating for like 16 people max. Like it only seats 16.
so I
So
go
it's
and I'm
standing
like,
room only.
Natalie, go get all those bar seats and put your like tablet in your bag. Lay it all out.
So it's walking distance though from the.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I remember we went, and Abner went with me, and I sat by Abner, and Abner just kind of hunkered over that food, and he's just making very yummy noises as he's eating it. So it was
Cool.
awesome.
All right. I'm in.
And
Good.
The other thing is they have like real cane sugar custom soda pops.
And they have local craft beers.
Oh, that's right. Iced tea is different there.
Yes, it's sweetened.
It's sweetened. No, it's not sweetened. It's a bag of sugar with a little bit of tea in it.
Yes,
your point?
that's right.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Jeff, I will get unsweet tea and then I'll put my sweetener in it, but I get unsweet tea. You know, I'm just that guy. So, yeah, that's the reason. You know, when I go to Virginia and you ask for sweet tea and they look at you funny, you're like, oh, I forget. So,
It's just tea.
yeah, Jay got embarrassed doing that and he just switched to milkshake. So,
Yeah.
All
Yeah, that's
right.
something I've got to figure out where that line is in the States, where it goes from like regular iced tea that I'm used to sweet tea. Because somewhere,
It's a gradient, Jeff. It's a gradient.
yeah. Well, I know now I just have to ask for the certain brand of iced tea because they do sell them. Like Fuse, I think was it? Years
Ooh.
ago.
no, don't drink Fuse. That's not tea.
That's Canadian iced tea. That's what we're used to up here.
Ugh,
Yeah.
No wonder.
Deal with it.
I
Ugh.
don't drink tea, so I'm good.
If some lady didn't put a bunch of leaves in something and put hot water through it to make your tea, it's not tea.
Well, I make my own iced tea here most of the time, but I mean, I don't want it. I don't want like 3 pounds of sugar in my cup. So
Okay, you get
So you
two.
are
That's when
Canadian.
you order the half and half,
okay,
right?
all right,
The
I'll
half
try
and
it.
half. The half and half is where it's at. For us transplanted Yankees, the half and half.
And Arnie Palmer.
And all of them. Or you can get a diet lemonade, sugar, and unsweet tea. It actually is pretty good. There's enough sweetener in there. So.
I can't pour it correctly. Yes, you can do that too, which is another equivalent of the half and half.
There's a certain
I can't
restaurant here that now names that a Sunjoy. But anyway,
Yeah.
I
See, the
can't
problem is
verify.
I'm gonna just order an iced tea and not think about it, and then first sip I'll start crying or something's gonna happen. Then I'm just gonna be like, whoa.
you'll go into a diabetic coma
Yeah,
and you're not
pretty
even.
much.
Yeah. Well, here's what happens. Jake gets sweet tea and I get unsweet, and I put my sweetener in it or whatever. But if I taste his, it's an immediate. I mean, because I'm out of the habit of drinking the really sugary tea. I drink it really sweet with sweetener when I drink it, but I'll drink his, and it's like your tongue sticks to your roof of your mouth, and it's like, oh, that's really sweet. So, but that's tradition here.
Yeah.
All right.
I can
so-
verify that the Chick-fil-A in the parking lot was equal to the Chick-fil-A's down here, except they didn't quite toast the fries long enough.
Hey, we lived off that Chick-fil-A with my child because he was in the mood when we went in 2019. So I think we just fed our steady diet of the tenders and milkshakes.
Mm.
Don't judge my parenting here because that's all she wanted.
Oh, but a peach shake is worth the sugar. I'm going to tell you right now from where it's talking about. It's really good. All right. So who is in for Brick Fair, Alabama then? Wyndon is coming down. You're bringing Maddie, right?
If she's still coming or if she's going, yeah, assuming she is. I'll be coming down. I mean, I'm already registered. I'm the only person from Canada currently going to Brick Fair, Alabama.
Nice.
We are registered from Todd moved our registration from 2020 Brick Fair, Virginia to 2021 Brick Fair, Virginia, and I told him we're not coming, but could you forward it to 2020 to Alabama? But I don't know if Natalie can't get vaccinated in time. I don't think we can come. It's too many germs for me without enough people wearing masks for her.
Well, I mean, if COVID's mostly gone by then
Well,
Yeah.
I'm worried about Delta variant screwing all that out.
That's
I'll be
what I'm
honest
worried
with you.
Yeah, there's a Epsilon and Lambda too. So
I was about to say Lambda's coming too.
Yeah.
It sounds like Revenge of the Nerds. Lambda.
And Omega Mu.
I'm going to remain optimistic and plan on going. And if things go badly, then I haven't signed up, so I won't go. But we'll see. I'm going to plan on being there. Keep my fingers crossed.
All right.
Who
Rick.
knows? Maybe Delta will get more people to actually get vaccinated in the South. It could happen. I'm not holding my breath.
But whatever we're doing, we're not making a giant GBC loop.
Awesome.
Nope.
As long as we make Natalie the floor table boss.
Oh no,
Right.
she was like, she peaced out. She's like, she's looking at this and it's like, nope, I got my tablet.
All right. So what? All right. Let's look at it. So all right. So wait. Van Wyndon, you're in. Possibly John. Are you coming? You coming down? But 2023, you say you're coming.
I'm shooting for 23. Let's see where that goes.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, we're gonna ignore you, Rick. Rich, I mean,
Yeah.
rumor monger.
ignore me at your own peril.
Yes, we're going to ignore your rumors. What we're going to ignore. All right.
Okay.
So this has got me fired up. Want to go. So let's talk about the other thing, the fear of missing out. How many of you hit really good clearance, or how many of you missed really good clearance? Did anybody hit some really good clearance in this clearance?
Or how many of you
season?
live in Canada and clearance doesn't exist?
No, you lie. You said you got some. Show it off. Let's see.
$10 off of sets. $10. I'm still.
I gotta go tuck in my sweetheart. So not you, my other sweet. My other sweetheart.
Aw.
The only clearance I got was the video ice cream guy
Bye, Meredith.
for $2.
Yeah.
For under $2. Good night.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. That was what was left on the Walmart shelf in Virginia. Was
Really?
one video guy that was worth the price.
I'm still watching video guys sit there at $20 too. You know, like, they're still surfing there.
I was so busy, I didn't stop at a single store on my way up or back or any of the times that I was driving around. Like there just wasn't time.
Oh, that was it. That guy. For under $2.
I looked for stuff when I was in Eugene, Oregon. We stopped by a couple of Walmart and a couple of Targets, and not only did I not find any clearance, they must have a real problem with Lego theft in Eugene, Oregon, because the two Walmarts we went to had glass cases that they put the Lego inside of.
I've seen that. I'm like, it reminds me of going to go buy arcade games back in the 80s when you had to get the guy at Toys R Us to go get the key to get Pitfall out. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, that's weird.
That lasted through the 90s too, Chris. When I was buying Game Boy cartridges, same exact thing. It's like you had to wait around forever for it. Yeah.
Yeah, whippersnapper you. Anyway.
No. For me, like I found some DOTS booster packs on clearance for $1 a piece or something, but really, like, it looks like most of the stuff has been cleared out. And from what we were learning at Brick Fair, probably by some of the resellers. There's a few resellers that are apparently Richmond based and swarm all over Virginia, basically with trucks, and clear out every Walmart they can find and then resell on Amazon. It's a lot of the folks that were there at the garage sale on Thursday night were those same cadre of people. But yeah, I'm really jealous looking at all of these great deals that everybody's getting and going, really? Okay, my shelves are empty. I would love to see some August sets hit, and they haven't even hit shelves here yet.
Can we pause for a second and mention the fact that in Alabama, the yard sale is 8 people at 8 tables. And in Virginia, it's a giant square around the entire floor that's like 75 tables. I was not prepared for the size of the yard sale. It was insane.
I wonder what percentage of attendees at Brick Fair, Virginia, just participate, like come to sell at yard sale, and that's it.
I think that from the folks we were talking to, there's a lot that come to buy at the yard sale. That come in just for the Thursday yard sale because that's where the good stuff is. Buy it all up, haggle down prices, and then restock their Amazon or Bricklink stores. So,
well, Chris, if you paid a $70 registration fee just to go to the yard sale, that doesn't seem like you'd have to sell a lot to make that up.
Or buy a lot or resale to make that up. Yeah. The whole point behind a yard sale is that you haggle people. You know, it's not new. It's not rare. It's yard sale. If you've got that stuff, you shouldn't be at a yard sale.
Yeah, that's true. All right. Well, then I thought some of y'all had gotten clearance because I don't want to tell you what I got.
No, please do.
You need to post a picture. Show us the shopping cart. Show them the shopping cart.
Oh,
make sure the family's not watching.
Well, my wife knows all about it. Sort of.
Your wife's at work.
There's the cart right there.
Oh, nice.
We paid.
Make that bigger. Make that bigger, Chris. We gotta.
Oh, really. Here, Mark, hit the button. Can you hit the button?
I have some serious FOMO right now.
Yeah.
So that is $240 worth of Lego right there. So
we hate you, Chris.
All right. So we found this at a Walmart in deep South Georgia. It's a big town. But I'll call out prices and numbers. You can look up the set. I don't know what they are. Lego 60258 we got for $26. I don't remember what that is. I bet Jeff can get them real fast.
Oh, sure. Hold on. Sorry. What am I? Wait. Where do you want me to pull them?
The Tuning Workshop Garage.
Tuning Workshop Garage. It's a $100 set. There were like 6 of them in the stack. They were $26 a piece, and we left. We just got one. That was the last one we found. It was clearanced after the clearance tag. You know what I'm saying? They had done that. And it didn't have a lot. We got Lego 41430 for $27.
It's the Summer Fun Water
Summer Fun Wave Park.
Yeah, the Friends Wave Park. Yeah, $27. Lego 11002 we got for $6. What is that?
That's a basic brick set.
Yeah. That's a basic brick. That's right. So we got Lego 71747 for $12. I think that's That's like
Keeper's
Shang-Chi.
Village.
Yeah.
Fine.
We got 76898 for $24. I don't remember what that is.
Formula E Panasonic car.
That's the Jaguar.
For Jaguars, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Jaguars. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
good fun catch there.
Yeah, that one actually wasn't as discounted as some of them. We got 76141 for $2.46. I think that's
Thanos mech. for
yeah, the
$2.
Thanos, all the Marvel mechs that they had Thanos and Thor were $2.46 a piece, and they were stacked in high and deep, and we got a few.
Cheapest I was finding those, Chris, was like $7 and $8. So I am so feeling I missed out.
Yeah.
Road trip.
Yeah, and we got the bandmates. We got those for $1.64 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, John, if you want to come to Atlanta, I know where Chris lives, and I'm pretty sure the two of us could take him. Just
Just go down to his. Break into his car in the repair lot. The trunk is loaded.
Yeah, that's right. Don't feel so like I've got, because all of that Lego is in the car that my son ripped the bumper off by himself with the aid of a guardrail in a parking lot, and so it's at the body shop still in 4 or 5 hours away. So I can't touch it, and there's a good chance it's melted in the Georgia sun and on the coast, which would be amazingly funny. So, but anyway, yeah. So we but here's the deal: we rolled out with that $240 of stuff, and that lady said somebody had already cleared out $800 worth out of that Walmart that morning at those prices. And I think the reason they didn't grab the set that we grabbed is they were just looking at the tag. They hadn't seen because we were going through with the Walmart scanner scanning the stuff, and they were coming up at 75% off. So we were able to get that. We had a couple more on the way back. We got the Shang-Chi car set for like, was it $8? Yeah, I think we paid $8 for that, which is probably what it's worth, honestly.
What new set?
Yeah, it's brand new, Jeff. It's clearance all over the place down here. You can't find it.
What the heck?
Oh yeah, we did get this for $25. The townhouse thingy.
Wow.
So, but honestly, I wouldn't. That's the only reason I'd buy it is because it's that price. So.
I need the dog out of that.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
They got the little. It looks like my dog.
There's Jeff. Not just his test pattern.
Do you want the poo that comes with it?
Sure, but mostly the dog.
Yeah, we can work that out. That's not a problem.
It's Jeff.
It's Jeff. Hey, Jeff.
How was your nap?
It was good.
What's going on, Jeff?
Nothing. I did the 2-hour thing and was like, man, my people batteries are drained. And then I passed out.
Nice.
Yeah. So,
well, you could have passed out on stage on here. We could have just watched you in your chair while you slept. That's not weird.
Once is enough. Once is enough.
That was some excellent TV, though.
All right. Let's see. I haven't been through. Hang on. Let me go. Jeff, I'll check in with you. I haven't been through the chat all night. So let me see if anybody. Brick Bunny's TV is here. Always Bricks with Justin is here. New folks to our channel. Axel Plate, thank you for dropping in. Seth, I didn't see you. Hey, man. Mr. Blue was here. Get the Brick. That's a new viewer here. Bricks with Justin, also a new viewer. If you don't mind liking and subscribing and all that kind of stuff, that we have those. We have a lot of old gray naps, even during the show. A lot of new folks here. Thank y'all for joining us. Get the Brick in here. Big Screen Bird is here. Brickman's Mosaic Art was here tonight. I'm just rolling up the chat. I'm sorry if I missed anybody. Bricks O'Brien was here a little bit. Nick, obviously here. Mr. Blue. Chuck Sampson was in here. Brick and Mad. So we've had a lot of friends here. Mayor Millbrook is here. So good. Yeah, Shang-Chi at $8. We got that in Statesboro because we visited lots of small towns on my weird vacation that wasn't a vacation last week. Anyway, so all right. So Jeff, what's up in your world real quick, and then we'll talk about the best deal you ever got on Lego for Lego set. Here we go. What's up, Jeff? How are you?
I'm good. Not a whole lot. Decided to build generic Lego City, so I'm doing that. Yeah, just been building sets that I picked up over the last month and recuperating from Brick Rodeo, and that's about it.
Sweet. So how now we talked about the conventions and everything. How was Brick Rodeo? What conventions have you been to, or is that your first one?
I've been to a couple. I don't remember which ones. So, yep. I've never displayed at one though.
Okay, how was that?
It was. How do I put this? Different, because we were right next to Moto and Mark and Steven, so we had hundreds of people just asking the same GD question over and over again.
All right, let's go through them. We all know them. How long did it take to build that?
How many bricks is it?
Did you use instructions? Are those real Lego bricks?
Did you glue them?
And implied by 3 or 4 of those questions is how much did it cost?
Yeah.
The standard answer to that is, or how much do you spend on Lego? My standard answer is more than my wife knows about. That is what I tell everybody. So,
and there's the perennial favorite. You sure have a lot of time on your hands.
Yeah, you must have a lot of patience. I don't have a lot of patience.
I'm losing it talking to you.
Usually for that one, I just say, well, you can do a lot of stuff if you don't sit in front of the television.
Yeah, I mean,
and most people shut up after that because but you see the gears turning and people are thinking, how much time do I spend sitting in front of the television? And then you're like,
but the secret is that you build in front of the television.
My
while you're
TV's right
watching
there.
something.
don't give away our secrets, Rich.
All right.
I mean,
so anyway,
yeah.
So you got to experience the questions. That's awesome. Actually, that TV is the first TV I watched Firefly on. I remember. So anyway, so that one right there.
It's a newer one, but yeah, it sits up there.
Yeah, that was it. What is
You've got richception going on here.
Yeah. Anyway.
That's awesome. All right, so I saw that you are building all the time cruisers. Do you have all the time cruisers set, Jeff? No.
I'm missing. I'm missing the bad guy little ship, the good guy small little go-kart thing. But I think I bought that when I was a kid, so I might have the pieces, and I think I'll just piece it together.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
I built the first Aquanaut set of 2 Aquanaut sets that I have to build, which is the sub, the longer sub, and I'm really excited about getting to the Aquanaut base, but I've got kind of the more boring sets, I guess. I don't know to do before that, but like the boring sets I have that I can think of offhand is like the Spider-Man lair. Like I don't care about that. That was minifigures and then whatever else. And like there's Arkham Asylum, the second one to build, and then there's the Fox Flyer from the Justice League movie, where it comes with the Batmobile that launches out. Like I've got that to build. I've got the Ghostbuster Firehouse to build, which that's just blowing my mind still every day. Yeah, so Benny's spaceship I've got to build. The 66 Batcave I've got to build. I think is going to be my next set that I build after this garage thing that I'm building. Cool. I can't think of the names. I'm tired. Hello.
The Benny spaceship is a lot of fun for people of a certain age.
Yeah. Well, it's missing the 2 pods and it's missing all the minifigures, and that's why I got it at a price I did. But I like the back of my brain, I was like, why would I do this if it doesn't have the minifigures? Because it's an awesome spaceship, and that brought me back to like a childhood feeling, and I was like, okay, I'm there, you know.
By the way, we were able to find new on the shelf the new Ninjago underwater mechie thing, and it's really fun. It's very oddball and very fun. So
that canopy looks so fun.
It is, and it's in blue instead of gray. I think they've done it in gray, but yeah, it's very cool. I would hope that they would make it not gold in some other iterations, so it will be useful, but it's very fun. It's just a cool thing.
They use the same arm connections on the Peggy Carter and the Hydra Smasher bot.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Super cool. All right. So anyway, somebody want to go ahead, Matt.
So one last thing since about Brick Fair, which was I want to mention 2 build techniques that I saw. 2. And one of them is by our dear colleague Magnus, who I was kind of hoping might make an appearance. But his tower, which he had shown on this show a couple of times, was much larger in person than it appeared to me when he showed it via video. I don't know if I just wasn't realizing the sheer scale, but I asked him to stand behind it and take a picture, and I was pleased to see it got picked up on a couple of G.I. Joe forums because it deserves to be seen. It's impressive. But even more impressive to me as a builder was being able to see how he got the angled section by building these little plates, and so that everything would tip in and it was still remarkably stable. And then in one of the walls, he had made a section that was removable. But in order to make it removable, he had like 2 or 3 rows of bricks. So the rest of this thing is facing bricks up, but these are bricks down. And on the very top, he used the little, the wall section. So the flat piece with the wall, and he put that on the bottom and then just gently set it in. So that tiny lip of the wall would rest against the studs of the studs up brick. And the whole thing was just held in there by gravity. And it was slick. If you didn't know that that particular section would pop out, if you just walk by, you would have no idea that that was a removable wall. And I asked him, I was like, did you see somebody else do this before? And he's like, no, I just kept working on it until I realized if I turned it upside down, it worked a lot better. I was like, this is great. This is the fun thing about going to convention. You see somebody do something that you've never seen before, and you're just like mind blown. Like, it's such a, once you see it, you're like, well, duh, that's a great little workaround. That's fantastic. So that was one. And then the other one was over in Rich's part of the world in Wamalug. There was a gentleman who had skyscrapers, and he had these skyscrapers, and it was just panes of glass stacked sideways. And he used rail plates to hold in the edge of the glass, but he had stories, but the glass was seamless. Like, there were no bricks, there were no frames. It was just pane of glass resting on top of another pane of glass, resting on top of another pane of glass. And I walked over and I'm like looking for glue, because I'm like, how in the world are those panes of glass just sitting there, and how did he move it here? And so I said, Rich, did he glue this? And he goes, no, they're just held by gravity. And when he goes to move it, he pushes up like 3/4 worth of glass and slips a plate under so that they can't slip down. And then he lifts the whole section of 4 or 5 floors off. So he has to put in these like temporary holds so that the gravity, they just don't pour all out. And I was fortunate enough to catch him at the end of the show disassembling it, and I just said, "Mind blown! It's such a clever way of doing it." And I said, what led you to this? And he said I was trying to mimic the seamless glass of skyscrapers, and my goal was to have as much glass and as little support structure as possible. And he said I just kept trying things and trying things and trying things, and eventually I hit upon this as the way to get the maximum amount of glass on the exterior that you see in a modern skyscraper. So those were 2 build techniques that I was just like, tip of the hat. Great work, guys. Innovative. I loved it.
Cool.
Rich, you're muted, but I'm gonna step on your toes. To give credit where credit's due, Matthew, that's Kevin Locke.
Is it?
Yeah. So like our dear sweet overlord of Brickshelf.
Yes.
Kevin is the one that kind of came up with that. It's a brilliant technique, and that build, he was collecting parts for a good long time. That was a long dream of his to be able to skyscraper.
That and I think he debuted it 2 years before the Lego movie came out, and I think the Octan Tower is like modeled maybe after it or something like that. Especially when it goes.
So
Yeah.
I don't know who this guy is, but Chris, I'm sharing an image right now. If you want to throw that up. And this is one of the things that blew my mind about whatever. Because it's definitely micro scale, right? Or whatever you want to call it. And John and I have talked about this privately before about building small but having every detail you can imagine in there. This is a goal. I want to do this one day. I want to be able to build like that in that scale and have all of the detail that this guy does.
That's awesome.
That was that was very much
nice.
amazing. So that's cool. Just the guy was super nice about it, and he was inspired by Halo and Wayland Yutani, like their facilities. And I was like, okay, and we became pretty close friends at that point. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, Jeff, you and I had that great conversation about how it takes more effort to build small than build big.
Yeah, I mean, even from like what I do, it's like work, please. And my buddy and I are going to be doing a Cyberpunk City on 4 big gray base plates, just so we can take it to conventions. And we're already like, okay, well, we've got the details down, and we're like, oh yeah, buildings, right? And like
I would like to think that I pack as much as I can into a building that you can possibly get in any sitting, regardless of whatever scale it is. And that takes work. That's a lot of work. Planning space for the fig to move around, for the normal things that a person would interact with in that space, and still have it seem comfortable.
Yeah.
It's tough. It's a tough build.
The thing about building mini scale like that is you have no room to bluff. Every brick has to count. There has to be efficiency of line and build and stuff. And if you're building big and you got a corner that doesn't look right, you can slap a gun turret on there. Hey, that's cool in minifig scale or something like that, right? That's happened. But yeah, if you're building micro scale, it's got to be very clean and very efficient. And that's not my forte. So hats off to that guy for pulling that off. That's amazing. So, but anyway, all right. Jeff, are you going to go to Brick Fair, Alabama? Are you coming down?
Yes.
The
idea is Van Winden got an Airbnb. So me and my buddy Don and I think Emily are going to drive to Alabama, and we'll see where the cards lay. But we want to bring the city, and we also want to bring some other stuff. So hopefully we can.
I'm kind of hoping a lot of people are going to. I mean, let's just hope that we're not under lockdown or some junk like that. But it sounds like a lot of people will come to Alabama and bring a bunch of stuff. I'm hoping that's going to be, and hopefully we can get our Atlanta folks over there as well. So it would be super great. Somebody asked, when is Brick Fair, Alabama? It is MLK weekend. Always MLK weekend. So I haven't looked it up.
I think it's January 13th or the weekend of that.
There you go. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
It does not extend over into Monday, so you kind of get that Monday if you have that off of work to crash. If you don't, you don't. But so yeah, I try to get there early as well. Matt, did you get there to Brick Fair, Virginia the day early, or when did you arrive?
So it opens 11:12 on Wednesday, and I pulled in at 2. So I got there for the second half of the first day.
Yeah. That always helps make it feel like a full thing when you can get there really early as they're setting up and set your stuff up. It's also really nice, like being a coordinator, landing, getting my stuff out and ready and rebuilding what I need to. And then, I've got to help people find their stuff, but then just be able to see everybody as they're coming in and going, yeah, you got to rebuild that. Too bad I built mine and all that kind of stuff. But, but you get to sit down and visit and all that kind of stuff. So, all right, guys, we're in the last minute. So let me just remind y'all what's going on. This is the 72+ hour live stream, and we have had a really fun time filling this 2 hours. The next one is Hoosier Bricks, and he's going to have some auctions and stuff. I'm putting a link to his channel. It should be popping up in all the places where people are watching. So you can click that link and go ahead and start making your way over there. Thank y'all for joining us tonight. Fear of missing out. I am afraid I'm gonna miss out on the convention if people don't start wearing their mask, getting their shot, and or both. So be kind to your neighbors. Be nice. Make sure you are making sure you're not a spreader and all that kind of stuff. Take care of yourself. And a lot of people were praying for my dad over the week, and I really appreciate that. He's doing a lot better. Going to see him tomorrow. Thank you guys for being here. Have a good night, everybody. Remember, you gotta love those bricks and all that kind of stuff. Bye, everybody. Have a good night. Go over to Hoosier's channel and continue to stream. Goodbye, everybody.
And encourage John to build the Beer Jam